I'll hit him so hard he'll be a lick to the past. How would The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes work as a blockbuster Hollywood Bollywood movie? Get Aziz Ansari to star as Link. Oh no! I'm Aziz Ansari! How's that impression for you? Yeah!
Oh no!
Oh no! What?
You both at the same time. We both ummed.
You just said ready? 1, 2, 3, Okay. Legend of Zelda. How would Legend of Zelda work as a movie?
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of cool. Actually, every Zelda game so far,
Tell me,
has had basically a movie in itself. Like when you can go on YouTube, and these games nowadays, almost every game that has like a lot of cutscenes. You can
such
basically
and such game, the movie,
right? And Zelda has those, and it's like 3 hours or more for these games, and it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Because when I've been playing Twilight Princess HD, and took several weeks off, and instead of watching like a let's play of it or
just watch the cutscenes.
Reading, I just watched all the cutscenes up to where I had left off, and it was just like I was just, wow, this is just crazy how much time and effort and choreography and everything that they put into making, basically on top of there being a whole entire Zelda game where you're playing like 60, 70 possible hours in this game. There's a whole like movie going on too that you're watching alongside of it, and it's really impressive. And they could totally go that route with a Zelda movie where it's just an accompaniment, like we were talking about with the whole like Ratchet and Clank accompaniment. Zelda, they could have done like a Zelda movie that's animated in the style of what we see for the Zelda NX Wii U game, where it looks very like artsy and animated. It doesn't even look really like a game almost. It looks like painted, and also even like the image that they released just recently has that paintbrush like splatter effect, because they really like that. And even with Skyward Sword, and Wind Waker back then, and they like this doing the art style, experimenting with artsiness, and just Nintendo in general with Woolly World and all their experiments with these different styles. They love that whole thing. So they could have easily done an accompaniment to Zelda Wii U NX with this, and maybe they're still gonna. That'd be. Hopefully they do like a Star Fox sort of like Battle Begins with Zelda NX. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, because I mean, we're 2 to 3 years out from whatever these movies are, because he says he wants them before 5 years.
Yeah,
Kimishimi said that. So you have to think we got Skyward Sword in 2012. We're getting Zelda NX in 2017. 5 years later. That's about the break between Zeldas. 4 to 5 years is usually what it is.
To me, that I don't know if that seems entirely realistic. Like, I'm wondering what he's thinking about that, because like a movie, we see animated movies all the time, and they take a long time, especially if you're doing voice acting and just the whole concept to animation. I wonder if he's thinking 5 years to like really get it going.
I think he wants it out in 5 years.
Like, that just seems, I don't know if that's entirely, like, how long did
Ratchet? I think it's possible.
Clank...
You look at how fast these Pixar movies are spun out. They had Good Dinosaur, and they had Inside Out. And
but those develop, like, when did they start progress on those movies? It usually takes quite a long time, and maybe they matched up and had separate independent places working on each one.
You hold down the fort. Let's look at Inside Out, for example.
Yeah,
let's pull it up on Wikipedia here.
When the development started on that,
because Wikipedia will be able to tell us all.
And I know that it might be speeding up. The process might be speeding up, but I know things like Shrek and stuff, those took so long to create.
But you had the Chris Farley thing in there.
But I'm talking like even Toy Story and these movies that are like high quality, they take quite a long time to get done, to make a really good concept, to make everything right. Maybe, like I'm saying, maybe the process is sped up. Maybe since Nintendo is such an animation powerhouse, they have a lot of experience with animation, that it wouldn't be as big of an issue. Maybe it'll go quicker for them. That's always a possibility. So, I could see that happening, but I don't know. I wonder, because the Ratchet and Clank movie, that seemed like it had a whole bunch of delays, and that finally came out. Like, it went kind of dark for a while, like people were wondering, are we ever going to hear about this again? Like 2 years goes by, and then like, oh, here it is again. And how long did that whole thing go on? And how long did that all take? And if they're doing accompanying games that they're also developing, if they went that route, which they haven't said that, but
I mean, they don't necessarily need to, I think, accompany games as much as
Right.
like Ratchet did, because Ratchet was a complete reboot and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at that as an example, because you look at Assassin's Creed, for example, and that's not accompanying it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the Assassin's Creed movie is more of a substitute, and so maybe if they were to do like a Zelda movie, it could be like Zelda NX launches March 2017.
Yeah.
Zelda movie then takes the place for a new Zelda game in 2019, 2020.
Right.
Then you have another new Zelda game in 2022.
Yeah.
And so like you can have then like a movie to kind of break and kind of give people that satisfaction of like a Zelda experience.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so looking up here like with Inside Out as an example
I'm gonna grab my
for
drink real quick.
yeah, drink. Looking at Inside Out real quick as an example for when movies, like how long a movie takes to get made, it's kind of hard to get a definitive thing on it, but it looks like the screenwriting and all of that was happening around 2011. So 4 years overall for the game to be, or for the movie Inside Out to be written. Casting was done in 2013.
Not too bad.
It also did, though, have some turmoil with the passing of Steve Jobs. He normally gave input on Pixar stuff like that.
Yeah.
And John Lasseter, I believe is how you say his name. He was kind of stepping aside from Pixar at that time, too. I didn't realize that the guy that made it was the person that headed up the movie Up.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Really interesting, because Up was actually like one of his first big movies, it sounded like, from what I read just real briefly there.
Right.
And that gave him the trust of Pixar Studios to go on and make another movie. So really, really cool.
Yeah.
It also explains the Up Easter eggs in Inside Out.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking with Zelda, before we end out this snippet on Zelda, I always want to ask, should they tackle the already established Zelda stories? Should we have a Wind Waker movie? Should we have a Spirit Tracks movie? Should we have Ocarina of Time, like, should it be, or,
Right.
I mean, because Ocarina of Time, people would be like, that's the go-to, just like you would have,
Right.
Super Mario as the go-to. Like,
I think that because Zelda is so, like, every story, they could do that. And it might be smart to do something like you say there, because then they could definitely have a lot of movies to make. It'd be kind of like The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars franchises, where you just have a lot of movies to make. Or they could do just because Zelda, every game kind of has a similar story of, the hero that rises up. You have to go collect these things, and Ganon and the Zelda and all that. They can make just a definitive sort of how each game is where this is just Zelda.
Yeah.
And how even like the new game is just
I would think,
called just The Legend of Zelda.
And I would think, me personally, I think the best route to go would be to make a completely independent story. My fear is that if they announce Zelda Ocarina of Time as like the title of the movie, there's going to be immediately expectations for it that will just 100% be failed to be met.
Yeah.
There's no possible way, because there's a pacing with the dungeons and with the world exploration and with the discoveries of the new tools
And the nostalgia, all that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much that you'd have to compensate for, which you couldn't do in a movie. But if they do like a Zelda yada yada title, and it is Zelda, it is Link, it is there's the fan service, there's the yada yada yada, there's like maybe like a hey listen or something. There's all of that.
Maybe.
But it's its own independent story.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'd like to see that after Spirit Tracks.
Oh.
I'd like to see, because you have Wind Waker, whole world's flooded. You have Phantom Hourglass, where they're exploring and getting out in the ocean. Spirit Tracks is founding the new Hyrule. Then you can just have, like, because we haven't seen that, which leads me also to my next question, and you can answer both questions. Where would you like to see it in the timeline? But also, congruent with that thought process, wherever it is in the Zelda timeline, if it is included in the timeline, you could easily do a Hyrule Warriors sort of thing, where it's just kind of its own independent thing.
Yeah.
What's the art style?
Yeah.
Is it live action?
Yeah.
Is it Ocarina of Time, kind of Hyrule Warrior sort of CGI? Or is it Wind Waker Toon Link? Because I could easily imagine Toon Link being the one that runs it.
And that's what you're saying with your whole Spirit Tracks. You'd like that. You'd like that right off the bat.
Because he's so expressive.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that I think that we should, E3's coming up really soon, and
Is that where they announce it?
No, I doubt that. That'd be really awesome. But what I'm saying is that why focus on Spirit Tracks? Why focus on Ocarina of Time? Why focus on Twilight Princess when it's almost like when a really good band, or maybe it's a better metaphor would be a new season of a show you really love, like
Community.
Better Call Saul, Community, Game of Thrones,
6 seasons in a movie.
Where basically usually,
Where's Troy?
hopefully the case is where when you're watching a show, the latest season is the best. Where it's like we're in the best right now. Maybe your favorite was, but and it's like we're just like, and I would say Game of Thrones so far has been like we're at like some of the best that we've ever had. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying with Zelda,
only example that doesn't work for that is The Walking Dead.
Right, and I was kind of purposely excluding that. Sorry.
The latest season of The Walking Dead, no matter when you're watching it, is always the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
Shots fired! Dislike bars fills up. No, please.
Tag.
Actually, no. There were some good moments in the latest season of The Walking Dead. I actually was a fan of the end of the latest season. I liked that cliffhanger.
Yeah. I didn't like it. But.
I understand the hate for it. I appreciate it.
But do you see where I'm going with this? Is that the latest is usually like, why not? I'd kind of want it to be the latest because I really like this new style. What we're seeing, this could be like the definitive what Zelda should be. What is this lore? We haven't really seen a lot of it. This sort of like this all looks really mysterious. The art style's beautiful. It all looks gorgeous. It's up modern. It's like, why not wait for this? Why go back in the past? Let's just stay where it is or move forward. Let's where all their innovations have gone have all led to this point. It's matured. It's where Zelda is now. I say, I want the newest Zelda. I want one in the style of either the newest one or wherever we're going after that. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I would rather not see something like Twilight or Ocarina or Spirit Tracks or something.
I just can't wait. I'd love a Majora's Mask movie.
That might be my exception. Something like that.
The origin story of like Majora.
Yeah.
Like Majora's Wrath, like
Majora.
That'd be
really cool. They should do they really need to do more like series too, not just movies. They need to do like how Batman, has the animated series on top of having some live action or something like that. They need to do more of just like a side sort of, because they have released like some comics, like Majora's and Ocarina has like a manga and all that.
Link
sort of
versus Superman.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. That one's free with Ben Affleck starring as Link.
Yeah. Long discussion we've had going.
And we're not even any close to done. I say we just keep going.
Really?
There's no reason to stop.
That's true.
Where do we got to be?
Nowhere.
We're going to do some live streaming after this probably. But
yeah, that's true.
But this is perfect.
Yeah, how many more we got?
I'm not even going to show you.
Okay.
I feel like you just get discouraged and start to try to make each discussion a little bit faster. And
all right,
we got to take our time.
Yeah.
One thing I want to wrap up this Zelda thing, I do want to say, if you enjoy
We're making up for episode 22.
Hey, episode 22 is good, man. You're a little quiet in it, but
hopefully I'm a little clearer now.
I've listened back to it several times while editing it and getting the thumbnails made for it in the backgrounds. And there's lots of good discussion in it.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, if you enjoy our Zelda discussion, we do have over on patreon.com/Koppai Productions. See how I did the slash loud there because it's Zelda. Slash! Yeah.
I'm up close to the mic.
Get right up in the mic and just go, hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
No, like Navi.
Oh. What? Hey.
Listen. Hey. Listen, what's up?
Okay, now get away from the mic because it's going to be like really loud. I do want to say, if you enjoy our Zelda discussion, head over to patreon.com/Koppai Productions, where you can listen to our celebration of 25 years, right? 30 years of Zelda, right? 20 years of Pokemon, 15 of Animal Crossing, 30 of Zelda.
30, yeah.
Because 25 was with Skyward Sword. Yep. And so we have an hour-long discussion over there of just Zelda, the franchise, our favorite memories, the speculation for the NX version. And also, if you pay $1 over there and get that episode, you also get for free a Pokemon discussion and an Animal Crossing discussion, each one an hour long. And in a couple weeks, we're also going to have another discussion for the month of June. Free episode, or, well, not free. I mean, $1, you get the episode.
Pretty much free.
Yeah.
Just pull up your couch cushions.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 4 quarters in your house. You give those to us, you get 3 hours of discussion, and you'll get 4 hours of discussion, coming up here soon. Plus, you get to support us, make us live the dream so we can keep doing reaction videos like this. Moving on.